Okay, so we're going to do a nice session of poses that just give you a good kind of sense of grounding during periods of change. So that can relate to just the season as much as anything else. If you've got things going on in your life at the moment, then these things can just help to kind of just bring a little bit of comfort and stability. So just get yourself ready, first of all, for our basic relaxation pose. It's always nice to just come into something familiar to get us started. Have a blanket, folded blanket for your head, have your bolster underneath your knees, and then cover yourself up with a blanket if you feel like you're going to be a bit chilly. If you can cover your eyes with an eye pillow, then do that. So just make sure that you feel comfortable, that you feel warm, and you're in the frame of mind for a bit of restfulness. So sometimes it takes a few attempts to just get yourself into a comfortable position. So don't put pressure on yourself to just find that position immediately. Just allow yourself a few moments to just release and to let go. So have all of the things that you need nearby that are going to bring that sense of comfort. Once you have found your ideal position, then close your eyes, cover your eyes if you can, and then just spend a little time just allowing yourself to just enjoy this sudden sense of release and relaxation. So give yourself permission to be here. Give yourself permission to relax. Just adjust, and if you're not entirely comfortable, just until you feel settled. Observe how the body makes contact with the floor. How the body makes contact with the floor and contact with the equipment, the bolster, the blocks, the blanket, the mat, the floor. Just spend some time drawing your attention into the physical body. Just observe the sensation of the skin and the soles of the feet. And allow the soles of the feet to completely relax. Draw your attention to the sensations of the skin on the top of the feet. And very consciously allow the skin at the top of the feet to completely relax. Draw your attention to the sensations of the skin on the top of the shins. And then allow the shins to sink into the bed of the calf muscle. Relaxing the shin bones and the skin around it. And relaxing the calf muscle. If you struggle to draw the body into relaxation mode, then use your out breath, drawing it into our areas of focus. So draw your out breath into the soul, into the palm, into the shins, into the soles of the feet and the tops of the feet and the shins. Drawing your out breath into the lower legs. Become conscious of your kneecaps and soften the skin and the muscle around the kneecap, using the out breath to encourage the action. Draw your attention into your thighs. And your thighs, allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs. the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs and drawing the energy of the out breath into the thighs. Draw your attention to the sensations of the pelvis and the abdomen. And again, use your out breath to completely release and soften and relax the pelvis and the abdomen. Become conscious of the upper chest and allow the body to sink into the floor with the out breath. Allow the chest to just relax and the muscles to sink into the floor. Draw your attention into the sensations of the arms and the hands. And then consciously release all tension from the shoulders and from the arms and the wrists and the hands, using the out breath to release. Draw your physical attention into your neck, into the way that the neck connects to the head and the spine. And again, using the out breath, allow the neck and the shoulders to completely release. And then draw your attention into the skin of the skull, allowing the sensation of the skin to soften as though it's wax dripping from the candle. From the top of the head down towards the forehead, the ears and the neck. Soften your jaw, soften your tongue, soften your throat, and continue to use your out breath to release any tension around the body. When you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and cover your eyes if they're covered. And then just bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster and have your knees together. Just feel how your lower back just gently releases into the floor with the feet on the bolster. And then just roll over and sit yourself up. So this next pose, we don't need a bolster, but you will need a belt. So grab yourself a belt and a block. So you're going to tie a block between your knees. So get your belt and make it into a loop. And then put the loop around your feet and tie it, put a block between your two knees and then tie the block together. So try and get your, I've put my belt the wrong way around, it's not locking. So hopefully with your belt it will give you a good self-holding lock on your legs. So it's quite secure. And then you're just going to lay back down with your knees bent. So this is a constructive rest position. A blanket underneath your head again. Just have your feet either together or you can have them apart, but together feels nice. Just make sure that your feet are in line with your with the rest of your body. And then again, you can cover your eyes with your eye pillow. And again, just let yourself release into the floor. Just focus on even in breaths and even out breaths. Observe how the back feels well supported on the floor. Just draw your attention into your breath. Just focusing on normal inhalations, normal exhalations. Just observe that after you've been here for a little while, body feels supported by the floor. There's a quietness that comes over physical body and a warmth of good positive energy. So however simple and gentle these poses are, it's the act of relaxation that really helps us to find comfort and open up our energy. Okay, just bend your knees in towards your chest. Just loosen the belt, take hold of the block, just make sure it doesn't bang on, like fall on your head. And then just gently roll over and then sit yourself up. So we're gonna do a nice session of legs up the wall or Viparita Karani. So for this, you'll want to kind of cover your legs with your blanket. So your feet are covered over. So I'll show you. So you're going to come down onto the floor. Now you might want a bolster underneath your seat bones. You don't necessarily need that, but if you do want that, then you have the bolster, and then you just roll yourself up, and then have the blanket just tucked around your legs. You have a blanket underneath your head if it feels like you need one to support your head, or you just have your head directly on the floor. And then shuffle yourself onto the bolster so you're firmly on your bolster, or you just go directly on the floor. And then you can either rest your arms over your head on the blanket, over your head on the floor, or you can rest your hands on your lower ribs. So find a position that you're going to be comfortable in. You might want to tie your legs together. So where the belt was before, you might want to just put a belt around your legs, but without the block in between, so that when you come up, your legs are kind of self-supported with the belt. So just find your position. We're going to stay here for a little longer than the previous pose. So just get yourself into position. Just wrap your legs up. Cover your eyes if that feels good for you. Just to release the light from out of your eyes. And then maybe your hands over your head. Or just resting your arms at the sides of the body. So again, just make sure that you give yourself the opportunity to just move around if you need to, just so that you can find a position of comfort. Just to give a quietening action to the body. If you've got high or low blood pressure, which isn't being evened out with medication, and don't stay with your legs in the air for too long. Instead, come down into the heart pose, which is having the bolster underneath your upper back, and just let the legs roll out. Just lengthen the legs along the floor in a straight line. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here, just releasing into the floor, listening to the breath. Remember, if it feels like your legs are doing too much work, then tie a belt around the outsides of the legs, just to take the effort away from the legs. We're not consciously extending, we're consciously relaxing. So staying in this gentle inversion just helps the body to feel connected to the ground. Okay, when you're ready, just gently bend your knees. If you've got the belt around your legs, then just loosen the belt a little and then very gently just roll yourself down. And just sit yourself in cross legs for a moment. Just observe how your energy is changed. How coming back upright changes your energy a little more. And then we're just going to come on to a bolster. So if you've got an oblong bolster, that's good for this. But if you don't, then just your straightforward bolster is fine, or just a cushion underneath you. You're going to have, so it's just a little supported back bend. You might want a blanket for your, holding blanket for your head possibly, to have that where you can reach it. And then you're just going to come down onto your back. So it's again a little supported back bend, and then bring the bolster underneath the, just underneath the hips. So the hips and the kind of back of the waist is supported by the bolster, and then have a blanket for underneath your head just to soften your neck. If that feels uncomfortable in your neck though, just remove that. And again, you can just cover yourself over for warmth. And again, if you've got an eye pillow, just cover your eyes gently. So you can have your hands either side of the bolster, or sitting on the bolster, or your hands sitting on your lower ribs. So again, another variation of grounding poses that bring quietness and a little comfort during periods of change. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently lift up your seat bones, just slide the bolster from out underneath you, and then just come down onto the floor. Just let your hips sit on the floor for a moment, have your knees together, your feet apart for a moment. And then sit yourself in a cross leg position again. Just spend a moment just to observe how your energy has changed. And then we're going to finish with a supported child's pose. So have a bolster between your knees, just sitting back on your heels like this, a bolster between your knees, and then have a rolled up blanket on top of there. And then you just come forwards, just resting your head on one side. Make sure that your elbows are wide enough apart so that you're not supporting your weight. And again, just cover yourself over just to keep yourself warm. And just rest down and rest your head on one side and then alternate. After a little while, just put your head onto the other side just to give your neck an equal stretch out. And then just sit yourself up to just sitting back on your heels, and then just take your blanket, fold it just as a little pillow for your head, and then just for the last couple of minutes just lay yourself in a good straight line right down the center of your mat. Again, just covering yourself over. Sit for just a gentle grounding shavasana. So just have a blanket underneath your head. Allow the physical body to just release into the floor. Just let go of any tension in the muscles. Okay, when you're ready, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, just bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then pull your knees into the chest, just have a little rock from top to bottom, just a little grounding massage on the spine. And then roll onto your right side. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just a final cross legs with your hands in Namaste, just a final spinal lift. Close your eyes, draw your breath in through your nose. Draw your breath in through the nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your gentle practice. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel like you have just given yourself a good kind of lift of energy, a little extension, and a nice feeling of groundedness. Thank you very much for joining me.